Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally getting these videos done. Just been really busy, but first of the last couple of reviews I need to do. So here we have the Fire Knight Mech, which retails for $119.99, and it's part of the Ninjago Legends sub-theme, and it looks phenomenal. So just starting with it all together, this set is genuinely really good. So we've got the display piece, display plaque at the bottom, and then on it, we've got a little rowboat, which is where you can chuck your fisherman, and that's just coming out. It's like it's being pushed up by the giant sea monster over here. Well, not super giant, but pretty big sea monster, which is a very nice color scheme. The bright pink and the black, and little hints of green and tan throughout. Then you've got the pier or dock, and just like a sandy beach on the side. And then just coming around, you can see some of the tentacles coming out, and then onto the main mech, which we'll look at in a moment. But yeah, overall this display piece altogether looks amazing. I love the way the legs are, the way everything's posed. Obviously you can mix up the posing if you want to, but this is how they display it on the box art and in all their promotional stuff when they're together. You have the mech stabbing the beast, which is very cool. But the mech can be removed. It can be its own thing if you want to. So it's very simple. You just have to remove the leg up on the pier. And you just remove the leg down here. And you've got it off. Obviously I can't really put it back. I might be able to put it in some sort of standing pose. But yeah, you got your mech and you got your display piece. So we'll look at this last, and we'll just look at the mech real quick. So looking at the mech, it's another like medium size type of mech, not quite the same level as say Cole's Titan mech, but more like the Lloyd and Aaron mech we got back in season 1. And it looks really good. It's got some decent posability. Legs have full motion. It has like very similar legs to the Cole mech, where it's got knees, it's got the extra leg joints, and then it's also got this thigh joint. My only problem with this is it's not the most stable on its own, as looking at the bottom of the feet, obviously we have none of the rubber pieces that we usually get. However, that is mostly for the fact of this is a display piece. It's supposed to go on the stand. It's not really made to be completely on its own for too long, but it still can stand even if it is kind of wobbly. Other bits is some of the joints don't feel the best in my eyes. Like they feel really either way too strong and you can barely move them. Like I'm barely able to move this arm, or with the legs they feel like super, I don't know how to describe it, it just doesn't feel complete. It just feels a bit off is all. Coming on up, we've got some nice detailing, spikes coming out all throughout, from the legs to the knees to the waist cloth piece. Coming on up to the arms, same on either side, I believe. Some nice sticker detailing in there. And then the hands, which aren't my favorite. So obviously this one holds the main weapon, but you can flip it over to this one if you want. My only problem is you move these fingers to get it out, but because it's literally just one piece connected, there's nothing else holding onto it. It feels very weak. I can't even get that back on, but I'll take the weapon off so we can look at that in a moment. Let me get this back on. Yeah. Coming on up to the main cockpit. Obviously we've got the cockpit, you can lift it down, move it up. It's got 2 sections. So you can move the main bit down and you can move this up a bit, down a bit, but there's no point to it. Then you just grab your Kai figure, sit him inside. Make sure to move his arms down. And then just fold up over the top. Gotta be careful of the cape because it sometimes gets stuck. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't really hold itself up too well. And then you just close that up. And sometimes it looks a bit off, sometimes it doesn't. It looks perfectly fine when it's posed. My other big thing is one of the main parts of the set is the cape. However, it uses these pieces to hold it out. It doesn't look that great with it. Like, it looks nice, it looks like it's flowing in the wind. It looks good from the back, but from the front, it just feels off. So what you can do is, at the back, it's attached to just a simple bar. So you can just pull that out and then just pull off the end. That's what I did. And that just feels so much nicer as the cape actually flows. The cape feels flat. And then you can come around to the side and see it has Kai's, I believe that's the K, and then the fire symbol mixed together, I believe. But yeah, it looks so much nicer flowing like that. And this cape is a cloth piece. Most of the special pieces are cloth. It's just the Rogue Dragon which uses plastic for some reason. But yeah, it looks very nice. The head just feels, you know, sort of like our generic samurai kind of head. And then we've got this wisp piece just to show the fire flowing off. But yeah, it looks very nice. Coming over to the weapon now. It's a very long spear. You got a little bit of fire at the end. Up to the main handle, you've got the reveal blade in black and gold for some reason. And then you've got the two sea-bound pieces mixed with the fire symbol. It's actually upside down because it's supposed to be held upside down like this, because you're stabbing into the beast. But yeah, it looks very nice, and it's a unique kind of weapon, as we normally just get swords or some sort of, like, we don't really get a spear, which is nice. But yeah, that's the main set. We'll move onto the pier, go into closer detail in just a moment. So coming onto the main pier water section, looking at these smaller details. So as I mentioned, you've got your dock. This is where you can chuck your fisherman and have him falling out. It is kind of loose. It's only on a simple hinge. There we go. Yeah, you can have him falling out. You can pose it a whole lot better. That was just very basic, so I can show you. You've got these tentacles on either side. So you've got a smaller tentacle on this side, and then you got your big one, or your big base, which has two longer ones. So all of these are just on ball joints, so you can move them around, have them wrap around different things. Like this one wraps around the boat. You can have some wrap around the leg of the mech. Coming over to this side, you've got another one. This one's on a bigger ball joint, which you can move around more. You've got two of the shorter ones, and then the one really long one, which you can fully pose. Ends have just these on hinges. Yeah, it looks very nice. You've got the bit of a beach with some rock pattern, and then coming onto the main sort of pier, you've got the actual pier itself, and then you have the dock, which is slightly raised up. You've got some, what I'd imagine would be fencing if it has something over it, but it doesn't for some reason. But then just a simple ladder to get up and down, and a crab crawling on the side, because crabs do that now. But yeah, it's a very nice scenery. I think I like the Guardian Dragon scenery more. However, this on its own, it can stand on its own compared to that one. But once you put the actual mech on there, it looks phenomenal. So yeah, not much else to say about it. It's a very nice set. Go over to the minifigures now. So the first figure is just the generic fisherman. I believe it uses a lot of the same parts as the different fishermen in the Ninjago city sets. I could be wrong, but yeah, there's not much to him. He's got a screaming face. On the other side, there's just a more chill city face. hat's in the way. On his back, he does have his hat falling off, so you have the hair, and then as he's falling, the hair's falling, if you want to have that as a part of your display. But you can always take it off, you can always just give him the straight hat, or yeah, it just comes with an oar piece, obviously for the boat, which isn't a whole lot to the set, I'll be honest. I don't know why his hair's not going back on. I'll have to fix that in a moment. But yeah, alright figure, and it's just nice that we're getting more than one in this set, unlike the Guardian Dragon. Second and last figure is the Master of Fire, which is just Kai, uses his regular face, regular headband piece. But this armor, or this outfit, isn't even the one he wears in Monstrosity, which is kind of funny. But it's very nice. He's got Source Dragon of Motion symbol on there, as well as just some gold detailing all throughout. The reds, obviously for the fire, and then at the back, the bigger Source Dragon of Motion symbol, which feels kind of out of place at this point, because obviously in Monstrosity, Kai wouldn't have known about the Source Dragons yet. But maybe it's supposed to be a different Master of Fire, because it is just called Master of Fire. They're just using Kai's head and hair, that's it. But yeah, it's a pretty basic figure, but it's like unique at least, and it's very nice. And his accessory is the reveal blade. I forgot to take it off, but like, you don't really use it for anything other than putting it on the mech. But yeah, alright figure, and yeah, on to the final thoughts, I guess. So that was the Fire Knight mech. I think it is my favorite of the two Monstrosity sets. However, it has flaws. I did talk a lot about those flaws, and I didn't go too much into detail of the actual build. It was genuinely a fun experience to build. Again, I like it so much more. It looks so nice on display like this, and having it on display for the past month, it's been really nice. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this set. I would recommend it. I know you Americans, you've got to wait a while until the other sets release. So this is a pretty good contender if you do want to get a Ninjago set. Especially if you're older, you want a display piece. This one, I think, is the better of the two, as it still has that play, but it is mostly for display, which you can tell with kind of how flimsy the mech feels at times. But yeah, thank you all for watching. That was my review of the Fire Knight mech. Finally getting back to the main reviews of the main series sets. So let me know which ones you want to see first. Bounty should be coming next, but no promises on that. And I do hope I'll get these reviews out before the first week of July is over, as I got a lot of stuff to do. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.